You are going to die. You already knew that. What you probably did not know, and what no one ever told you, is exactly what happens to your body in the moments, minutes, and hours after it stops. No, not the spiritual part and not the things you believe comes next, but it is the biological part, or the mechanical part. The part your body goes through completely automatically, whether you are ready for it or not. If we speak medically, there is quite a lot to take in. Here is the first thing nobody tells you. Death is not a moment, but it is a sequence. Despite what every hospital drama you have ever watched has lied to you about this, there is no single instant where everything stops at once. It's not switch, and there is no clean line between alive and gone. What actually happens is a cascade. Where one system fails, that failure triggers the next. That one triggers the next, until the body reaches a point from where there is no return. Doctors call this clinical death, the moment breathing stops and the heart goes quiet. But clinical death is not the end. It is, more accurately, the beginning of the end. Because after the heart stops, you have a window, roughly 4 to 6 minutes, during which, technically, you are dead, but your body has not finished yet. A lot happens in those 4 to 6 minutes, more than most people ever learn. Let us go through exactly what. Your heart stops. This is the event most people picture when they think about death, but it is not the end. It is, in many ways, only the beginning of what the body does next. Within the first 10 seconds of cardiac arrest, blood flow to the brain ceases entirely. The brain, which requires a continuous and uninterrupted supply of oxygen to function, immediately begins to notice that. Within 8 seconds, you lose consciousness. Not slowly, not like falling asleep, more like a switch being turned off. Everything that makes you, your thoughts, your memories, your ability to feel pain or fear, goes dark in less time than it takes you to like this video. You simply stop being aware. The body, however, is not done. The body has a great deal more to do. But unconsciousness is not the most interesting thing happening inside your head right now. Not even close. This is where things become medically interesting. In the first 1 to 2 minutes after cardiac arrest, the brain does not give up. It initiates something called the agonal state, a final, involuntary surge of electrical activity. The brain essentially fires with everything it has left in the tank to revive you. Some scientists believe this surge may explain near-death experiences, the tunnel of light, the feeling of peace, the sense of watching yourself from above. These phenomena have been reported by patients brought back from clinical death in dozens of independent studies across different countries and cultures. The brain, which is deprived of oxygen and running entirely on its remaining chemical reserves, may be producing its most intense and vivid activity in the moments just after death, which is a remarkable thought, and also a somewhat unsettling one. By the 4-minute mark, this surge ends. All the electrical activity in the brain drops to nearly zero. The cells then begin to die, not because they have been told to do so, but because they have run out of the oxygen and glucose which is essential for them to keep running. After 4 to 6 minutes without oxygen, brain damage becomes permanent. After 10 minutes, the damage is, in most cases, total. And while that is happening inside the skull, outside it, the body has begun doing something it has been quietly waiting to do your entire life. Once the brain is gone, the rest of the body operates on a delayed schedule. The muscles, which have been holding you in various states of your entire life, relaxes completely. All of them simultaneously do the same. Every muscle you have spent your entire life unconsciously holding in a particular position, your jaw, your shoulders, your hands, releases completely. For the first time since you were an infant, your body is entirely without tension. There is something almost peaceful about it. biologically speaking. The body stops performing. It simply stops. Within 2 to 3 hours, a process called Algor mortis begins. The body, which spent enormous energy maintaining a temperature of approximately 37 degrees Celsius, begins cooling toward the temperature of its surroundings. It loses roughly 1 to 1.5 degrees per hour. At around the 3 to 4 hour mark, another process begins, rigor mortis. The muscles, now depleted of ATP, the chemical fuel cells used to function, stiffen progressively, starting at the face and jaw, moving downward through the neck, chest, arms, and finally the legs over the course of 6 to 12 hours. The body is not decomposing yet, but it has begun the process of becoming what, scientifically, it has always been, organic matter. Very organized organic matter that has, for a while, forgotten what it is. You have been sharing your body with approximately 38 trillion other organisms your entire life. They have been patients. That patience has now run out. You have approximately 38 trillion bacteria living inside you right now. While you are alive, your immune system keeps them in their designated areas. When that immune system shuts down, those bacteria do what they have always wanted to do. That is, to expand. The gut bacteria begin digesting their way outward. This process, called putrefaction, produces gases, discoloration, and eventually the physical breakdown of tissue. They are not being cruel about it. They do not have an opinion about it at all. They are simply doing what they have always done, and you have finally stopped getting in the way. This process has played out inside every living thing that has ever died on this planet. Every creature, every organism, every person. The same bacteria, the same sequence, the same quiet, unhurried work. Your body is, in this final chapter, returning what it borrowed. The atoms, the molecules, the carbon, the nitrogen, the calcium, the iron, all of it loaned from the earth, now being returned, with interest, to wherever it came from. Step back for a moment. Not from the body, from the details, from the timers and the temperatures and the cascades. Look at what we have actually just described. Here is what is remarkable about all of this. Every single process we have described, the cascade of organ failures, the electrical surge, the cooling, the stiffening, the slow return of matter to the environment, has happened in the same sequence, in the same approximate time frame, in every human who has ever died. Every emperor, every farmer, every child, every scientist who eventually figured out what was happening. The same sequence, the same process, for all of recorded history. There is something in that consistency that is, depending on your perspective, either deeply comforting or profoundly unsettling. Because what the biology tells us is this: dying is not something that happens to you. It is something your body does. A final automated process running a program that was written into the design of every cell you carry. You do not need to participate. You do not need to agree. The body handles all of it. The atoms that currently make up your hand, the carbon, the hydrogen, the oxygen, have been part of other things before. Stars, ancient oceans, dinosaurs possibly, the occasional medieval peasant. After you are finished with them, they will go somewhere else. They always do. You are, in that sense, not dying. You are just changing hands. Your body is running approximately 37 trillion cells right now. All over them are coordinating with remarkable precision to keep you upright and thinking and watching this video. It will do so, if you are reasonably lucky, for several more decades. And then it will run the same shutdown sequence it has always run, with complete indifference to your opinions on the matter. If that sounds bleak, consider this. The atoms that will eventually be released from your body, have already survived the death of at least one star. You are not doing badly, relatively speaking.